Viewers, the ED complaint against Mr. Kejriwal, which is also seen in normal parlance as a charge sheet, a close reading of that throws up many more facets, viewers, of the case that were previously unknown. And viewers, today, 24 to 36 hours after the ED complaint was submitted, or the charge sheet, lack of a better word, was submitted before the Rouse Avenue court, its fine print is beginning to reveal itself, viewers. And the case against Mr. Kejriwal is looking graver. I'm not saying, viewers, that the ED is absolutely right. That matter has to be adjudicated in court duly by the judge. The judge has, of course, taken cognizance of the charges brought against Mr. Kejriwal. But when we were going through the fine print, it has turned out that, viewers, it's not just accepting kickbacks. The ED has doubled down on Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal by accusing him of having a role in, quote, arm twisting wholesalers for not paying kickbacks, unquote. So, viewers, Mr. Kejriwal is not just being linked to members of his party allegedly accepting kickbacks to give out licenses to set up liquor stalls, but also of intimidation, intimidating those that signed up to get a license by saying that if you don't give us kickbacks, there will be repercussions. This, of course, in simple terms, amounts to extortion, viewers. And let me read out of the ED complaint. And this is important, viewers. It will come up on your screens, but let me just go through it chapter by and verse, because I don't want to make any mistakes. Otherwise, viewers, people will sue us. So let me go through what the ED complaint that has been submitted in the Rouse Avenue court, which is also deemed a charge sheet in loose parlance, says, quote, when certain wholesalers were not agreeing to give kickbacks to the AAP in Delhi, their businesses were targeted in Punjab through the officials of Punjab. MS Mahadev Liquor, the third biggest wholesaler in Delhi, which has stakes in MS Deepa Chadda, was not paying kickbacks. Vijay Nair, by using the excise officials in Punjab, arm twisted her. Viewers, I'm underlining this. Arm twisted her by closing down on a false pretext her liquor factories in Punjab, and then made her surrender the license of Mahadev Liquor and then redistributed the business to their select wholesalers, unquote. Now, Vijay Nair, viewers, was head of the media cell of the AAP. This is what is alleged by the Enforcement Directorate, and he is thought to be extremely close to Mr. Kejriwal. And the ED has also held forth on the proximity, or supplied proof to prove the proximity between Mr. Vijay Nair and Mr. Kejriwal. The ED charge sheet has ignited a major war between the BJP and the AAP today. The former, that is the BJP, wants the Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, to quit immediately. Quit office, they say. While the latter claims Kejriwal is being framed. Virendra Sachdev, Delhi BJP chief, and also, of course, another top leader of the BJP, who is a member of parliament from Delhi, held a press conference today, a joint press conference, and they said, this is the first time in history of India that a political party has been accused in a money laundering case. Arvind Kejriwal is not only personally accused, but he is also the kingpin. He must resign, unquote. The Delhi minister, Saurabh Bhardwaj, a close confidant, loyalist of Mr. Kejriwal, has come out and said, BJP is hatching many conspiracies and trapping our leaders in false cases. Investigative agencies have become a political weapon of the BJP. This is dangerous for democracy, unquote. Viewers, what do we make now of this entire matter? Let's open this up. Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson, the BJP, is here with us. Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, is there with us. Also, someone who's very close to the Congress High Command. Piyush Joshi, political analyst, is here with us. Now, Mr. Joshi, yes, these are charges. Yes, these are not obviously court-attested strictures. This is not a guilty verdict or a judgment. But when we move from the passive acceptance of kickbacks to extortion, the case assumes, you would agree, sir, different salience. So I'm asking you, is the Chief Minister now running out of face savers? And the ED prima facie has adduced robust proof in the form of WhatsApp messages, this, that, the other, to show how Mr. Kejriwal is connected to all these activities. In the face of this proof, in the face of what the ED claims is proof, once again, very important to put that caveat, I want to ask you, Mr. Joshi, is it becoming more and more untenable for Mr. Kejriwal to continue in office and regard this as business as usual?
Okay, so just let me respond to all your points one by one so that we can put the whole fiasco in perspective. If it was left to the Enforcement Directorate would go to the extent of saying that Mr. Kejriwal is Osama bin Laden, he has led Al-Qaeda, and he was directly responsible for the 9/11 and 26/11 debacle. You know, but the ED has to back it up with proof, and those proofs have to be examined by the court of law one by one, and then only the court of law is going to reach up to a judgment. So ED, the partisan manner in which the organization has been acting, it's fairly clear to each and every one. So ED can say whatever they want. ED is totally and completely working at the behest of its political masters like Bharatiya Janata Party. And just a single act of making the Aam Aadmi Party an accused or co-accused in this whole matter proves how afraid of Aam Aadmi Party the Bharatiya Janata Party is. Now, let me tell you, it may not be a numerical threat, but it is an ideological threat. And why I think so, you know, because, you know, let us just assume for 1 second that this alleged liquor gate has happened. Then, you know, how the lacks of volunteers of Aam Aadmi Party are responsible for this whole thing. That means if Bangaru Lakshman was caught taking bribe, the whole of Bharatiya Janata Party could have been and should have been made accused. You know, there the proof was there in black and white for each and everyone to see. The cash was exchanging hands. Here, all we are dwelling into a realm of an alleged money trail. The proofs of which are yet to be found by the Enforcement Directorate. On the other hand, Prafulla Patel and Ajit Dada Pawar and Himanta Biswa Sarma and Digambar Kamath and Bhavna Gavli, they are all given free hands by the Bharatiya Janata Party. This washing machine, we have talked about it a number of times. So to my mind, ED has to back up whatever it has said in the court of law. As far as my opinion is concerned, whatever ED is conjuring up is not going to stand when it comes to fact checking. So that's my take on that.
Okay, so let's just very quickly go through some of your arguments. Why would AAP be a threat to the BJP? Let's just look at it objectively. First of all, the AAP has taken a hit on its principal reason, raison d'etre, which was cleaning up politics, anti-corruption, etc. Several of its leaders are in jail. Then Mr. Kejriwal came to the electorate. He was given bail by the Supreme Court, if you remember, sir, conditional bail, said please go out there, make sure that you fight the election and pitch your party's program, ideas, ideology, as you were saying, which is a threat really to the BJP. He did that. He said, jail ka badla vote. He didn't get. People deserted him. AAP lost all 7 seats. Right? Then, right, sir, absolutely. The Congress has come out and said now it is having second thoughts about an alliance with the AAP, saying that, look, the taint is now going to also color it. Just yesterday, an AAP MLA has quit the AAP and joined the BJP. It didn't join the Congress. It joined the BJP, sir. So, I mean, on what basis are you saying that the AAP constitutes a threat, so the BJP wants to finish it by setting the ED upon it.
Just give me 30 seconds and I'll explain why. That's why I started by saying may not be a numerical threat for now, but an ideological threat. Now, what is the core ideology of Aam Aadmi Party? You said that many of its top leadership or many of its top leaders are behind bars. On the alleged charges of corruption. How many charges out of them have been proven to be true? They have been behind bars, yes, but under the draconian PMLA Act, they have been behind bars. Number two, when we talk about the ideology of Aam Aadmi Party, the ideology of Aam Aadmi Party is an educated and healthy India. It has started by reforming the educational infrastructure of Delhi. It has started reforming the educational infrastructure in Punjab. It has started revolutionizing the healthcare infrastructure in Delhi and started in Punjab. Now, how the BJP is ruling in so many of these states, and I belong to MP. BJP is ruling here for 22, 23 years. Come, let me take you around the schools of Madhya Pradesh.
That's okay. That we're going down a different route now, Mr. Joshi. You said ideology, right? It's an ideological. It's an ideological threat.
India, educated and healthy.
So viewers, now just think about this. Let me ask you, Mr. Joshi, before I open this up. I don't want to hog anyone's time and space. I just want to ask you this. How do you test the potency of an ideology? You test it by seeing how many people are converting to it. Yes, sir. Right? You'd agree?
Democratic system, yes.
Okay, so viewers, look what happened to the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, where it is in government, where in fact it has the levers of power. It was hoping to win all 13 seats, viewers. How many did it win in the end? Look at the number. Its vote share collapsed.
There is a difference.
One second. No, sir. When you go to a person, and say, vote for me because I'm clean, and the person refuses to, it shows that your ideology is also taking a beating.
There is a big difference between temporary setbacks and permanent defeat.
Okay, permanently and permanent. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I understand. I understand. You're right.
They are strengthened over decades and centuries.
I understand. You're right. You know, the BJP also came down to 2 seats in parliament. You're right. The ideology, they stuck by it and they jumped back. And today they've been in power for 2 terms and going into their 3rd term, which they have already. So, yes, you can argue this point. But viewers, the BJP, all through viewers, let's remember, did not see their presidents or their party supremos in jail. And when one LK Advani, in one very important Jain Hawala Diaries case, was viewers accused, what did he do? He said, I will not contest the elections. I will step down from my post, and once I am declared not guilty, I will step back, which is exactly what happened, viewers. Aam Aadmi Party is not doing that. Mr. Kejriwal is not doing that. He's not stepping aside. He's saying, okay, I'll quit, but if I am absolved, I'll come right back. He hasn't done that. So morality, viewers, is questionable also. That's the one thing Mr. Joshi is not telling you. Now, I want to bring in Siddharth Yadav and Tehseen Poonawalla. Mr. Poonawalla first, because Mr. Yadav, listen to all these people. You'll need to come up with a robust response tonight. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, the Congress is having second thoughts. Why is it having second thoughts about an alliance with the AAP? Why is the Congress today and some of its top leaders in Delhi saying it was a big mistake? You know who I'm talking about. Aligning with the AAP, they didn't even help us. They didn't even rally behind us. They're not committed in any which way, Mr. Poonawalla. And do you think, on the basis of this, the indictment of Congress leaders of Mr. Kejriwal and his AAP, Mr. Kejriwal deserves to step down and give an opportunity to someone else to carry forward the ideology that it once espoused?
So there are many, it's very complex and it's not as simple as you put it in one line. So yes, I agree with the Congress. The alliance with the AAP in Delhi is a mistake, especially in state elections, and they should not have an alliance in Punjab. However, the India alliance stays intact because that is on another principle, on a larger principle in Lok Sabha. Those are 2 separate issues, and I think politics and democracy is mature enough to understand the various nuances. So are you, Rahul. It's a very mature show that we are on. Let's not simplify. This is black and white. There are shades of grey and there are shades of other colors in it. Now let's come to the third aspect to it. Is Arvind Kejriwal today guilty of doing what he preached, or in the Anna Andolan accused other people, including the BJP of? Yes, he is. And the hens have come home to roost in that sense. But Despite all of this, I stand by the Aam Aadmi Party because what the Enforcement Directorate is trying to do is extremely worrying, and I would like to draw your attention, Rahul, as a very senior anchor and a voice in our country. This is extremely dangerous. Political parties take political funding, they take funding, and if you're going to use funding or you're going to try and make funding as bribes, which in what Mr. Joshi rightly said, Bangaru Lakshman was convicted, not like L.K. Advani or Arvind Kejriwal accused, convicted. Why wasn't the BJP banned? If the Enforcement Directorate goes after one party, yes, the Aam Aadmi Party is not a threat to the BJP today, but if it succeeds in one political party, you will have a one-party rule. All political parties will be over. What we are stepping on is extremely dangerous. Just look at the submissions made by S.V. Raju in court with regards to Arvind Kejriwal. They first say they have a 300 crore money trail. Then they say the money trail yet has to be established. Then they say the money did not come to Arvind Kejriwal, hence there's no recovery of money, but went to the party. Then they say some Vijay Nair made calls and the money went to the party and the money was spent in the Goa elections. Arey, the money spent in the Goa elections, go recover the money from those who the money was spent with. And yet, the money launderer who gave the money, who gave the goddamn money is now not an accused, but is now a witness and is out of jail.
Okay.
Can you believe the pathetic direction the Enforcement Directorate is doing?
Okay.
This would be a comedy if it's not such a tragedy. I have one last line. My only advice to Rahul Gandhi is, and to the opposition is, the joint India opposition, summon the ED director and ask him what is going on. Do it. Do it on public television like it's done in America and ask him what's going on.
Okay.
Can you imagine that the money launderer is actually out on bail?
Let me very quickly bring in.
A witness.
Okay, the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Yadav, please respond. One thing, though, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla did concede was that has Mr. Kejriwal strayed from the Anna Andolan ideology? Yes, he has. Whether you should pay the price that he is paying now is the fundamental question to you, Mr. Yadav.
No, I'll respond to both my fellow panelists. Thank you, Rahul, for having me on your show. Something was being spoken about the ideology of the Aam Aadmi Party. We all know the ideology. The party which started with the approach of, they presented themselves as holier than the thou, have now shown the world that how rotten they are themselves. The people who preached Kattar Imandari have now become Kattar Bhrashtacharis. The people who preached that first resignation and then investigation have come down to this, that no resignation and we won't even join the investigation. So when a party is expert in taking all such U-turns and is taking another U-turn, I think the people already know about their character, people already know about how they are going to proceed and how they do their work. But what is most important is, my friend Tehseen was saying, he's saying that it's beyond comedy, it's going to be a big comedy if this happens. He's a lawyer himself. I think he should go down and he should argue the matter in the court. Unlike the Congress, who initiated this matter. Mind you, this matter was initiated on the complaint of Congress leaders, and now the Congress party, in a fix, because alliance and politics is probably more important sometimes, has to come down and say, no, we are also worried and probably something is wrong. But this was the same Congress who was doing all the press conferences that the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal himself is the most corrupt. But what I wish to suggest and give as an advice to my friend Tehseen is that you should go to the court and argue such things. TV debates, you will sit here, you will say anything and go away. This is very dangerous, this is comedy, this has happened, that has happened. The court is hearing everything. And when the court has heard, the court has said that we have enough proofs to proceed with the investigation. The ED has given WhatsApp chats. Why won't you talk about the people Arvind Kejriwal was speaking with? Why won't you talk about Vinod Chauhan? Why would you not talk about that Vinod Chauhan was such a close aide of Arvind Kejriwal, the WhatsApp chat of which is submitted in the court? Arvind Kejriwal has never responded to him 10 minutes later. So one guy who says something in 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 3 minutes, the Chief Minister of Delhi responds, and he is the one who's been taking the money. The money trail is established. The ED has given. Arvind Kejriwal is the accused, and the first time in the history, one political party which has used the proceeds of crime is also the accused. Now that accused Mind you, you were saying it's very dangerous. It has started to happen and this and that. This was in the arguments of the Supreme Court and the High Court when the case was being argued, and upon the observation of the honorable judges, it was told, if the money has been used by the political party in one elections, why don't you make them an accused? And the party is an accused now because they cheated the people of Delhi. They altered the Delhi liquor policy. They changed all the policy to gain the kickbacks and take the money and use them in Goa elections.
Okay, quick response from Tehseen Poonawalla, and then you can respond to him.
A political party will be made a party to that.
Okay, very quick response, Tehseen Poonawalla.
What Siddharth Bhai has done is put facts of the case forward, which is fine. But in a bail hearing, facts of the case are never heard. So you can put on any facts. Okay. In a bail hearing in ED, what happens is the twin principle. You are guilty until you prove yourself innocent, which is unfortunate. And therefore, the agency comes out and makes up any fact, and it's upon the accused to prove himself innocent, except
but this reversal has been upheld. This reversal of, the norm has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Now, if you have such a problem, I don't know, sir. I don't have the wisdom of the Supreme Court. But let me bring in the BJP spokesperson. No, that's fine. But you see, you have to accept the Supreme Court when it goes against your point of view, and you have to accept it when it also supports you, which you do. So let's not be hypocritical about that. Yes, BJP spokesperson, quick response on that point. Tehseen Poonawalla making that point. 1 second, Piyush Joshi.
Yes, Rahulji, just...
Yes. Yes.
Rahulji, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
How can it happen that a Hemant Soren can come out and an Arvind Kejriwal cannot? How is it happening? Same law, same courts, similar cases, but one is inside and one is outside. This shows this. And the same Aam Aadmi Party who says that ED and CBI are being misused, they're saying that CBI and ED were misused. Those were the ones Aam Aadmi Party said कि Chhattisgarh के अंदर the CM Bhupesh Baghel should be prosecuted by the ED. They were the ones who defended the arrest of Sukhpal Khera in Punjab by ED. When you are being prosecuted by the same agency, you have a problem. But when others are being prosecuted, you will defend
I need to wrap up.
This is all politics.
It's all politics, viewers. We don't know. The point is that the matter is now before the courts. The ED may file an additional complaint or /charge sheet at a later date, but at least as of now, it has made some grave allegations. Has that undermined Mr. Kejriwal's position as Chief Minister is a fundamental question. The AAP needs to introspect. The BJP will, of course, continue to demand his resignation. The AAP needs to introspect. We'll leave it at that, viewers. The Right Stand coming up with Anand Narsimhan.